Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans around the world, what just happened has shaken the entire wrestling industry to its core. The Samoan monster, Jacob Fatu, was left battered, bloodied, and unconscious after one of the most vicious backstage ambushes in recent WWE memory. But now, the truth is out. The mask has come off. And tonight, we're diving deep into the face reveal chaos because Roman Reigns and Nick Aldis have officially unmasked the man behind the attack that almost ended Jacob Fatu's career. Hello viewers, if you're new here, please don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button for daily updates on WWE Raw. This is WrestleScope, your home for the raw, the real, and the ruthless stories behind the headlines. What started as a simple investigation turned into a nightmare of betrayal. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief himself, demanded answers after seeing one of his own taken out in cold blood. The footage WWE didn't want you to see, the real reason Aldis ordered a full internal probe, and the shocking identity of the masked attacker, all of that we're breaking down tonight. But here's the thing, folks, this wasn't just another rivalry. This wasn't just about power or titles. This was a message, a declaration of war, aimed straight at the heart of the bloodline legacy. And when the mask came off, even Roman Reigns looked like he couldn't believe it. Let's recap the attack. Last Friday night on SmackDown, chaos erupted just minutes before the main event. Jacob Fatu, set to make a huge statement after weeks of dominance, was found collapsed near the locker rooms. The camera caught glimpses, overturned crates, shattered glass, the walls marked with impact. Officials rushed in, the arena went silent. Fatu wasn't moving. At first, fans thought it was part of the show, but when medics arrived and Roman Reigns' music hit mid-segment, that's when we realized this was different. Roman was furious. He was shouting at Aldis, demanding every camera angle. Solo Sikoa kicked down a storage crate in rage, and Paul Heyman was speechless for the first time in months. What no one knew at that moment was that this wasn't a random act of violence. The attacker knew exactly what they were doing. They targeted the bloodline's newest enforcer, the one man who had become the symbol of their resurgence, Jacob Fatu. The aftermath and investigation. In the hours after SmackDown went off the air, WWE issued an official statement, calling it a serious backstage incident under active review. But Roman Reigns wasn't waiting for paperwork. Sources inside the locker room said Reigns personally stormed production, demanding raw security feeds, private hallway footage, and even unapproved angles. And when Nick Aldis arrived the next morning, things got heated. Nick Aldis, as general manager, had no choice but to open a full internal inquiry. Multiple superstars were questioned. Production staff, referees, even security guards were brought in. But the key piece of evidence, a masked figure seen seconds before the attack. That image sent shockwaves online. Fans speculated everything from a returning Uso to a member of Judgment Day or even an NXT crossover star. But Aldis promised one thing: we'll find the person responsible, and they'll be unmasked live. Social media exploded. Theories, rumors, wild guesses, everyone had an opinion. But nobody expected who was really behind it. Fast forward to this week's SmackDown, the most anticipated episode in months. Aldis opens the show, standing in the ring with Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, Paul Heyman, and a visibly emotional Jacob Fatu, bandaged, bruised, but standing tall. On-screen visuals, CCTV angles showing the masked man cornering Fatu, chair shot to the ribs, multiple stomps, and then walking away. The entire arena goes silent. Roman's jaw clenches. Aldis signals to production. And then, the second camera angle plays, the moment everyone was waiting for. The masked figure takes off his hood. The metallic mask slides off. The camera zooms in. And there it is, the face, the truth. The attacker, the man behind the brutal ambush, was none other than Solo Sikoa. You could hear the air get sucked out of the arena. The bloodline's own enforcer, the silent destroyer, had turned on his brother figure. But the reason? Oh, the reason made it even more twisted. According to Aldis's post-show statement, Solo Sikoa confessed that the attack was a message. He claimed Jacob Fatu was getting soft, that Roman was losing focus, and that the bloodline needed to be rebuilt from the ashes. In other words, this wasn't betrayal. This was a coup. Solo wanted control. He wanted to tear the bloodline down and rebuild it his way. No tribal chief, no council, no weakness. But attacking Jacob Fatu, that was a move even Roman Reigns didn't see coming. Roman's response. When the footage ended, Roman didn't speak for 30 seconds. He just stared at Solo. You could feel the rage building, years of leadership, loyalty, and family tension erupting in one silent stare. Then, he slowly stepped forward and said only 5 words. "You made your choice, Uso." That's when Nick Aldis took control. He demanded both men step into the ring next week for a confrontation. But the locker room is split. Some support Roman. Others whisper that Solo's right, that the bloodline has lost its fire. And as for Jacob Fatu, word backstage is he's not waiting until next week. It's not just about revenge now. It's about legacy, pride, and survival. The bloodline civil war has officially begun. The aftermath online. Since that shocking reveal, fans across the world have gone nuclear. #SoloTurns is trending in over 12 countries. Analysts, journalists, and former wrestlers are weighing in. Everyone has something to say. Some are calling Solo Sikoa's move the greatest betrayal since Seth Rollins turned on the Shield. Others are calling it a power move worthy of a new tribal chief. But there's another rumor, one that could make this story even more chaotic. Sources close to production say that the attack may not have been Solo's idea. Apparently, a higher-up, someone manipulating things behind the curtain, might have encouraged Solo to make his move. Some say it's Paul Heyman. Others whisper it's someone from the outside, maybe an ex-member of the Anoa'i dynasty or even a returning heel from the shadows. Whatever the truth is, Roman and Aldis are ready to expose it. And next week on SmackDown, the tribal chief himself has promised a reckoning. One bloodline, one truth, no more lies. So here we are, WrestleScope Nation. The bloodline is fractured, the truth has been revealed, and the war for power has just begun. Jacob Fatu's attacker is unmasked. Roman Reigns is on the warpath. Solo Sikoa has drawn his line in the sand.